WVII Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
The wind and rain have taken their toll. There are road closures, power outages, flooding, and other damage. We'll have the latest. Good afternoon. I'm Susan Farley. Acadia National Park is getting some help with the maintenance. Some advocates and lawmakers feel the right approach is to decriminalize the personal possession of illegal drugs and focus on treatment. Officials in Brewer are opposed. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Plenty of active weather in effect. We've had that flash flood warning issued for the western parts of the state. Looks like it was expanded since our earlier update and during the morning show, but that's since expired at around 11 a.m. We also had a wind advisory that expired at around 10 a.m. and this storm warning here also expiring at around 10 a.m. So we're starting to improve things now. As things continue to move out of here, we do have these aerial flood warnings posted as well. A lot is expiring during the late morning to the early afternoon period, so we're improving. We just got to give it a little bit yet before we're finally done with all this. But look at all this right here, all this rain tracking from the south going to the north. We even had some lightning with it as well, with one of these cells right about in here that tracked from the south going toward the north. So we've been watching for that as it's since developed over time as well. But now we're starting to get on the back edge of this. So during the afternoon period, things will finally begin to improve, tracking from the southwest going to the north and east, somewhere up around moisture nearby as well, but finally will improve, and even the sun will come out later into the afternoon period, so that will at least help things out, right? But it's still remaining windy for a bit, but partly cloudy later on tonight. Areas of dense fog possible. We'll need to be watching for that as well. But the winds, we've definitely been watching for that very closely as well. But notice they back off to around 10 to 15 miles per hour, sustained later this afternoon, especially as we head towards Tuesday as well. Forecast for today, lower 60s, some morning rain and wind becoming partly cloudy. Southeast wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Things starting to calm down. Temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. The Stillwater Bridge in Old Town is temporarily closed due to a utility problem. Detours are in place, and they are as follows: Stillwater Avenue to College Avenue to Route 2 in Orono, Stillwater Avenue to College Avenue Extension to Gilman Falls Avenue in Old Town, Stillwater Avenue to Spring Street in Bennick Road in Old Town, Bennick Road to either Route 2 or Orono or Gilman Falls Avenue in Old Town. They say to get to downtown Old Town or Milford, the best options are exit 193 to Route 2 Orono or exit 199 to Gilman Falls Avenue in Old Town. And it was a messy scene this morning in Norridge Walk. A portion of the river road became a river when flooding spilled across the roadway. The town posted these photos this morning saying the road was close to traffic and drivers needed to find another route. The question is, how long will it remain closed? Officials had hoped to reopen the road when the water recedes later today, but they say they'll have to make sure it hasn't been compromised by the flooding. As you can see, part of the shoulder has already been washed away. Bar Harbor is also seeing destruction caused by this storm. People had to scurry early this morning to secure a large dock that had broken free during the storm. Robert Higgins shared these photos of several sections of dock that came off its mooring. They had to work quickly to tie ropes onto the expensive docking as they were being battered along the shoreline. It's unclear about the extent of the damage, but it certainly would have been a lot worse without some quick thinking. Last year in Maine, 716 people were robbed of their lives by overdoses, showing the scourge of addiction not only continues to ravage our state, but it's getting worse. Some advocates and lawmakers feel the right approach to decriminalize the personal possession of illicit drugs, eliminate law enforcement from the equation, and focus on treatment. Multiple bills currently in the legislature seek to stir Maine down a path, but officials in the city of Brewer are sounding the alarm. Beth Jones has more.
It's pretty scary. Yeah. It's pretty scary stuff.
Brewer City Council member Jen Morin is talking about the scene currently unfolding on the other side of the country in Oregon. It's been 2.5 years since the state passed Measure 110, which decriminalized user amounts of hard drugs and sought to redirect tax dollars to pay for recovery services.
So Measure 110 has just been a disaster.
A slew of Oregon stakeholders recently told Brewer officials via Zoom that the law plunged Portland and other parts of the state into an abyss of homelessness, crime increases, and unchecked addiction.
There are tents in my neighborhood on the sidewalks. Homelessness is skyrocketed. Google Portland and the people living under the bridge. I mean, people are tunneling under our infrastructure to create strange housing situations, and it's all drug fueled.
Leaders in Brewer say they're worried those scenes could play out here, too, if certain bills are passed into law. There is a bill in the works to decriminalize the possession of user amounts of hard drugs here in Maine. The language has not yet been finalized. Both LD 1159 and LD 1364 seek to establish safe sites for users to consume drugs procured elsewhere under supervision. Both of those bills also provide immunity from arrest for users and facility staff. Brewer Public Safety Director Jason Moffitt argues decriminalization and facilities like the ones proposed will trigger a downward spiral in the community.
They were using in public parks, out in the open, things like that. Needles everywhere. We know that violent crime went up, property crimes went up, child endangerment cases went up, overdoses went up, both fatal and non-fatal. So, essentially, it's a bad deal all the way around, and we don't want to see that happen here.
At no point do I foresee Brewer authorizing that sort of a facility here.
They also argue that drug use will not be confined to the consumption sites and will spill over into surrounding areas, drug dealing and other often related crimes too, creating a public safety nightmare for residents, a public safety nightmare they won't be enabled to police.
It ignores what the cost to the rest of us is. It ignores the fact that people might not feel safe in their homes or walking down their streets or enjoying public safety. It means that for a vast majority of the population, the message is just suck it up. And it can't be that.
The city of Brewer has gone so far as to pass a resolution openly stating its opposition to decriminalization and harm reduction or safe consumption sites, saying in part, quote, "The Brewer City Council opposes efforts to decriminalize the possession of illicit drugs, measures that would impede law enforcement's ability to interdict crimes, and measures that embolden criminal behavior," end quote. Instead, leaders are pushing for what they call a multi-prong approach, treatment and drug enforcement, saving lives and getting drugs off the streets.
We have to have balance to this. We have to have treatment. We have to have recovery sources. We have to have education. And as much as the proponents for decriminalization won't like to hear this, you need to have law enforcement in the criminal justice system.
It is important to note that we have previously reported specifically on LD 1159 and LD 1364, including why proponents of those bills feel they are viable solutions. We have those links in this story on our website, foxbangor.com. We will also be speaking next week with the author of the decriminalization bill currently being drafted about the reasoning behind it. We will bring you that conversation as well. In studio, Beth Jones, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A man arrested during a massive drug bust will likely make his first court appearance this week. The Auburn Police Department reportedly found an estimated $3 million worth of fentanyl after a local restaurant received a large wooden crate delivered from the state of Arizona. The employees opened it thinking it was a shipment of drinking mugs, but the crate contained a plastic tote filled with fentanyl. According to the Auburn Police Department's Facebook page, 41-year-old Jeremy Mercer was listed as the contact on the shipping barrel, causing him to become a person of interest. Mercer was arrested when he went to the unidentified restaurant and asked for the shipment. Auburn police seized $2,780 as evidence of drug proceeds and 14 kilos of suspected fentanyl. Mercer has a previous federal conviction for the distribution of cocaine from back in 2007 and served several years in federal prison for that conviction. Mercer was charged with aggravated illegal importation of scheduled drugs, aggravated trafficking of scheduled drugs, and violation of conditional release. He's now being held at the Androscoggin County Jail with no bail. Police say this is an ongoing investigation. The Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee discussed a bill that would benefit fire departments statewide by constructing more training facilities. Our Matthew Duronsik has the story.
Fire service training centers such as the one here in Bangor are used by fire departments across the state to train new recruits. Fire chiefs we spoke to say they would like to see funding for these facilities so that new firefighters can have a better understanding of what to do when a fire happens.
There are only 2 fire service training centers in East Central Maine.
one in Bangor, one in Ellsworth. The next closest center to Bangor is an hour and a half away in Auburn. Liberty Fire Chief and Maine Fire Chiefs Association liaison Bill Gillespie said he'd like to see more training centers to support the 338 registered fire departments across the state.
Our goal is to have 11 live fire training facilities situated throughout the state to make it feasible for firefighters to reach training within 1 hour of their department.
A proposed bill by Senator Chip Curry would allocate $2 million in funding to build and upgrade training facilities in Maine over the next 2 years.
Having adequate training facilities to help prepare our people and our firefighters to give them the skills and the training they need to do their absolute best when out in the field when it's really needed is extremely important.
Brewer Deputy Fire Chief Eric Turtelont says the bill is a step in the right direction.
I'm not sure $1 million will quite cut it, but it's a good start.
In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Better access and maintenance of Maine's only national park. Those are the promises of a new year-round maintenance facility at Acadia National Park's headquarters in Bar Harbor. Tommy Boudreau, Deputy Secretary of the Interior, visited Acadia along with Senator Angus King and Congresswoman Shelley Pingree to break ground on the new $32.6 million facility. The funding comes from the Great American Outdoors Act. The 32,000 square foot maintenance facility will better equip the park to maintain its many trails and scenic spots. Construction is beginning this spring and is expected to finish in the fall of next year. Some Mainers spent their Saturday helping a veteran in need build a new life. Our David Ledford spoke with volunteers that lent a hand. We'll be right back.
If you've been injured in an accident, get Maine's most recognized personal injury law firm working for you today. The law offices of Joe Bornstein, fighting and winning for injured Mainers for nearly 50 years. Selected best lawyers in America for personal injury. Recognized for professional excellence. With more than $500 million collected for injured Mainers and over 25,000 victories for Maine families. Call Joe for a free case evaluation and get the Bornstein Advantage.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
How white do you think your teeth really are? Let's try the tissue test. Oof, still yellow. Whitening toothpaste can only do so much.
There's toothpaste white and there's Crest 3D White Strips white. They whiten like a $400 professional treatment.
So much whiter.
Crest.
For bathroom odors that linger, try Febreze Small Spaces. Just press firmly and it continuously fights odors in the air and on soft surfaces for 45 days. Breathe happy, Febreze, la, 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 la.
May is for moms, and this Mother's Day, our local mom-owned businesses have teamed up to celebrate you with this amazing giveaway. Enter to win a luxurious spa service at Marilyn Monroe Spas.
Free laundry service from the Laundry Basket.
A delicious dessert at Happy Endings Dessert and Martini Bar. A month-long membership to Evolve Fitness.
And $100 towards any IV vitamin infusion or weight loss service at Riverlight Restorative Health. To enter, visit our Facebook pages, scan the QR code, or stop by any of our locations.
Happy Mother's Day from us to you.
Mow, dig, haul. The BX Series subcompact tractor offers ultimate versatility with built-in quality and reliability, dedicated dealer support for an ownership experience and service that's second to none. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today. Get the BX 1880 tractor with loader and mower for payments starting at $227 plus save up to $800.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Columbus police say a man was killed and a woman was critically injured in a shooting that occurred in front of 5 young children late Sunday night. Homicide detectives said it appeared the incident began as a home invasion at a home along Laurelwood Court on the northeast side. According to dispatchers, officers responded to a report of a shooting just before midnight. Police couldn't provide details about who called for help, but dispatchers said they received multiple 911 calls. Paramedics pronounced the man dead in the home, and the woman was taken to a hospital in critical condition. No names have been released. Police believe the man and the woman are the parents of the children, who police described as being younger than 12 years old. None of the children were physically harmed. The children were placed in the Franklin County Children's Services overnight, but police said additional family members have been in contact with the agency as well. Detectives were working to gather details about why the shooting occurred and how many people were involved. No suspect information was immediately available. Now to the urgent manhunt for the man police say killed 5 of his neighbors almost execution style, including a 3rd-grade boy in Cleveland, Texas. Police say the suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
Hundreds of officers going door to door in Cleveland, Texas, searching for Francisco Oropesa, the man who authorities say killed 5 people. An $80,000 reward now being offered for information that leads to his arrest.
We do not know where he is. We don't have any tips right now to where he may be.
Authorities say Oropesa was firing his AR-15 style rifle for fun in his yard on Friday night. That's when a neighbor asked him to stop because a newborn was trying to sleep. The suspect follows the neighbor home, barges inside, and fires. 5 of the 10 people inside were killed: Diana Velasquez Alvarado, Julissa Molina Rivera, Jose Jonathan Casares, Sonia Argentina Guzman, and Danielle Enrique Lazo, a 3rd grader. Authorities say 2 of the women were found lying on top of surviving children, covered in blood. Gustavo Guzman was related to 4 of the victims and lives nearby.
Están escondiendo. Sí. So he moved his family to Houston to hide, essentially. He's nervous because this guy is still on the loose.
On Sunday, hundreds gathered for a vigil at a nearby elementary school, remembering the victims of the shooting that now has this small community living in fear. Wilson Garcia's stepson and wife among those killed. He says, "I'm trying to be strong for my kids. My daughter, she kind of knows what's going on, but it's difficult when she comes and she starts to ask for mommy and her brother." Officials say all 5 victims are from Honduras, while the suspect is Mexican. Now, in a short statement, Governor Greg Abbott said that the state of Texas was providing some of the reward money and resources.
After the break, we'll tell you about a way to lower your blood pressure without medication. We'll be right back.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our 3rd generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Nearly
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
Mainers spent their Saturday helping a veteran in need build a new life. Our David Ledford spoke with volunteers that lent a hand.
Gary Kinney is a Dexter veteran who says he desperately needs help getting his grandchildren out of the state foster care system. However, he says that the state has told him his home needs to meet certain standards before that can happen. That's where the Maine Veterans Project comes in.
We received a call a while back from a veteran that is trying to fight to get his grandkids in custody with him. Unfortunately, his needs were monetarily unattainable for us at the time, so we put out a call to our community, and we've got about 10 plus volunteers here right now just trying to make it happen.
Together with MD Carpentry, the Patriot Riders of America, and volunteers, the Veterans Project is providing Kinney with 2 new bedrooms, a larger bathroom, and heat pumps for his home. Kinney says he feels moved by the community's support.
Today I'm overwhelmed with joy, but the state has so many requirements that it's hard to do, and physically I can't do it anymore, but we're going to do it. We're going to get these kids so they got a good house to stay in and be loved. We're gonna do this. I got a lot of good people here.
Maine Veteran Project President Doc Goodwin says the day is an example of what Mainers are all about.
We all get something out of it. You know, a sense of community is what we're all missing these days, and frankly, I think we need more of it. You know, everybody's going to leave here tired, but they're going to leave here very rewarded.
Kinney says he needs to meet the state-required home expansion improvements by June. To support this project and others, visit MaineVeteransProject.org. In Dexter, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Experts claim that practicing yoga along with aerobic exercise may modestly help lower high blood pressure. With more, here's ABC's Lindsay Watts.
According to the CDC, high blood pressure affects nearly 1 in 3 Americans. High blood pressure makes the heart work harder to pump blood to the rest of the body, which can lead to headaches, anxiety, shortness of breath, or chest palpitations. In the long term, high blood pressure also leads to a number of changes in the heart that increase the overall risk of heart attack, heart failure, and sudden cardiac death. Yoga is an ancient mind and body practice that involves physical poses, concentration, and focused breathing. Researchers from Harvard University have found that when 15 minutes of yoga was practiced after 30 minutes of aerobic exercise for 5 days a week, research participants had improved resting blood pressure and heart rate. This significantly reduced their 10-year risk for a heart attack or stroke. Yoga is well known for its calming effect. The practice may also help reduce cortisol, a stress hormone that has been shown to increase blood pressure. When practiced regularly, yoga can promote heart health, strength, flexibility, and overall well-being. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lindsay Watts, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Did you know, unless you treat dandruff regularly, it will keep coming back? Try Head & Shoulders shampoo. Dandruff is caused by irritation to a germ that lives on everyone's scalp. Unlike regular shampoo, Head & Shoulders contains zinc pyrithione, which fights the dandruff-causing germ and helps prevent it from coming back. It's gentle on hair and provides up to 100% dandruff protection, clinically proven. Try Head & Shoulders shampoo and conditioner. For best results, use with every wash. This has been Medifax for Head & Shoulders.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
This is our latest hearing aid, packed with 20th century technology. Why beige? To blend in. You know, so it's almost invisible.
You mean like this?
How did you do that?
Treat your ears to $260 off Eargo 7.
At Firehouse Subs, we give you craveable subs that are piping hot and piled high. And a portion of every purchase helps give them the life-saving equipment they need. Order online or on the app for contactless pickup or delivery. Only at Firehouse Subs.
A new study reveals the places where people are going to retire the most. A study from Smart Asset, a financial technology company, shows retirees are headed to the South, Southwest, and West to enjoy their later years. Florida, with low taxes and warm sun, gets the top spot, according to data analyzed by the Census Bureau. 78,000 seniors 60 and older moved to Florida in 2021 alone. Arizona was number 2. South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Idaho, Nevada, Arkansas, Maine, and Texas rounded out the top 10. Well, we knew it's a great place, and now everybody else does too. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. Alrighty, here we are. We have plenty of advisories posted. A lot of these have since expired. The flash flood warnings in the western parts of the state is now done. The wind advisory is now done. We'll pull this map further off towards the east for the storm warnings. That's now done as well. So we're improving things. A few more advisories to talk about too. This was issued earlier this morning. That's since expired, and this is expiring during the noon hour as well. So we're starting to improve things as we start to get this rain out of here, and the soil can soak it all up. Wave heights remaining active, though, still around 13 to 18 feet. So I'm sure there'll be more alerts issued along the coast as the ocean starts to settle down just a bit. But we'll be watching for the active surf to continue as we do proceed forward in time. But look at all this right now. Tracking from the south wind toward the north, we have showers. Even if you rumbles of thunder earlier this morning, I'm going to put my finger right about in here because that's where we're seeing that shower and thunderstorm cell that moved on shore. But we've lost the lighting right away, so moved on shore. But definitely very strong at weather that's been moving through with the rain. And, of course, the wind as well. Some gusty winds have reached up to around 60 miles per hour at times. But this area low pressure will be tracking from the southwest to the north and east later on. So futurecast moving forward, some scattered rain showers throughout the early afternoon. Becoming partly cloudy later on as well, so things improve and the sun comes out. But partly cloudy later tonight. Areas of dense fog develop. Be ready for that tomorrow morning. We'll be watching for partly cloudy skies during the afternoon period. Maybe mostly cloudy in a few spots with scattered rain showers again. And we'll get that going as well as we head towards Tuesday night into parts of Wednesday morning. So we have multiple days of precipitation on the way. Here's Wednesday right here, more active weather on the way. We'll keep this going again, especially as we head towards your Thursday, maybe mixing with a little bit of snow further off towards the north. We'll notice by Thursday afternoon, more rain on the way. And finally by Friday, last day of any kind of rainfall possible before we finally start to taper off just in time as we head towards your Saturday. So finally some improvement on the way. So additional rainfall looks a little bit like this. Finally starting to improve it though, but we're going to be watching for a little bit more rainfall possible. This takes into account the next round of precipitation later on into the week. So at least another half an inch or so throughout the week before we're all finished up there. So otherwise though, let's talk about the gusty winds. Still going to be gusting up to around 20 miles per hour later on to the afternoon period. So finally, we're going to be starting to improve as the winds start to calm down. So for today, lower 60s, some morning rain and wind becoming partly cloudy. Southeast wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Lower 40s tonight, partly cloudy areas of dense fog. Southeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. Plenty of rain on the way Tuesday all the way through Friday, although there'll be scattered chances overall. Today was the worst day a bit, but we'll start to calm down late Friday. Temperatures overall in the 50s and even some 60s as well. Notice we'll get close to the 60s again as we head towards the Tuesday.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Upgrade your outdoor living space with TimberTech decking and railing by